Hello guys and welcome to another episode of deck building. So today we're gonna look at control Ra. Why Ra? Because Ra has a much more powerful ability that gives him the ability to last longer throughout the whole game by healing more, and he's able to trade more efficiently with his attacks. So because he can heal back after, with Isaac's can undo. So what are you trying to do with a control deck? With a control deck, you want to remove every threat that your opponent plays on board, and in the late game you want to play big bomb cards that's gonna give you the lead over your opponent. So let's go with the removal cards. So you have Magma Slam, you have Execute at 4 mana. I like to run One Last Breath and Double Sunder here. So now we want to take, you want to also be able to have a win condition, right? Or win condition is to, if we're not able to get the big cards in our deck to win the game, we want the opponents to run out of threat. So to do that, we're gonna play Sentry Ward over here. That's gonna make them have less cards in the deck, so they're gonna die faster than us, and we're gonna be able to heal when we get at that point. Now to go with the damaging spells here, we want one Pardon, since it can deal 1 more free damage. So Magma Slam can do 4 and Sunder 3. And then we're gonna go for the late game bombs. So of course you do want these 3 legendaries at your late game bombs. Annihilation is gonna clear the board, Phantom's Wrath is gonna steal one of their big threat, and Book of the Dead is gonna give you 3 threats basically. So these are your late game bombs. You do also want Anubis, because he's a really effective threat, being a 4/5 range. And you want at least 1 Geb. Geb is gonna help you to body block through the melee minions and to give you health every 2 turns with his ability if you do need it. Now we do have 5 cards remaining, right? Now in these 5 cards, you can play everything that gives you more control of the. You can play more Emperor's Health if you're having trouble against aggro. You can play Sobex for the early game because you don't have that much early game. Sobex is gonna deal 2 damage to an opponent after if you can, so you can use Sobex as a Sunder. I actually like having 2 Sobex. He can also body block in some situations. Some people like Minion Recruiter, but against another control matchup, they don't like we see we don't have any minions, so Minion Recruiter is a dead card, and I don't like to have dead cards in some games, so I do not want to play Minion Recruiter. Keep in mind that you could play it and have Minion Recruit some Fire Giants that can completely wins you the games. So this card is really RNG based. So yeah, and I do like to have 2 needs because they are really hard to deal with for the opponent pantheons, for the other pantheons. And some people also like to have a Book of Thought because you can discover more of these really powerful cards. But honestly, I'm just gonna go with a second Gab, because if the first one deals with, then the second one is usually gonna stick to the board. Remember that if you don't have these 3 powerful cards, it's gonna really and Anubis, it's gonna really be hard to replace them. Like you could always replace the Anubis for another Gab. You could replace the Annihilation for the Last Breath, and then it gets really harder. The Book of the Dead, you can replace them with Ritual Tribute, and Phantom Grass you could also replace it with Ritual Tribute, which are the card that will give you the most value out of it. So this could be a beginner control Ra if you do not have the 4 legendaries that you need. So keep that in mind if you're missing some of them, right? So like I said, these this is a deck list, but you can really, if you want, Last Breath, 1 extra Gab, Double Neat, and the Sobex, right? These are all situational cards, but right now what is played is this in any control deck. The rest is up to the player, but you get the point, right? You want to have some early removal. This is the Sobek, and some late game potential with cards that are really hard to deal with. Neat, Geb, and you know, a mix of them. Also removal like Last Breath helps. If they play a Brute and an Aphrodite or a Medusa, you can just Last Breath them, and you know, they're gonna die in the next turn. This is basically the list that you'll see in every control deck. So I hope that you guys learned a lot in this video again, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.